Thank you for listening to this podcast from TRE, Talk Radio Europe, your voice in Spain and around the world. For more information, please visit tre.radio.
TRE in the afternoon. Presented by Hannah Murray.
Good afternoon. You are listening to Women Talk. In the studio with me today is Cookie Baudet, Veronica Del Cerro and Natalie Dowd. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. If you are listening at home and you want to get involved, you can. Here's how.
To contact TRE, please call 952 78 4000. Email studio@tre.radio. Send us a WhatsApp on +34 645 99 67 95.
What a beautiful day. It's a wonderful life.
Weatherspoons. I used to work in Weatherspoons.
Did you?
Before I came to Spain.
I can see that.
With the sticky carpets.
Absolutely. That's what makes it. Oh, it was good. It was only $6.99 for plaice and chips and peas.
Hey.
Yeah, they had that $6.99 menu. It's gone up a bit now, but not much, I think. It's still pretty good. Anyway, I'm not advertising Weatherspoons, but they have become the first pub chain in the country to ban customers from using phone loudspeakers. It said that drinkers were being driven nuts by mobile phones blaring out videos and calls, so has outlawed loudspeaker mode across its 792 pubs.
Good.
Yeah,
Right, I think. 100%.
Yeah.
Who wants to hear that at the end of the day? It's your personal phone. If you want to listen to it, put some headphones in. I remember I was at Gatwick Airport with a friend because we were coming back from London from work, and we were waiting for our flight in a communal area. People sat down. This woman comes along. She starts watching MasterChef on her phone without any headphones, and it was very, very loud. So I actually said to her, "Could you please turn that down or turn it off?" And obviously she got the hump with me, and she said to me, she went, "But you're talking." I said, "Yes, I'm having a conversation with a human being. I haven't got my phone on blasting for everybody to hear." And you could see all the people that were sat down, they were waiting for somebody to say something. So I just said to her, "Turn it off or go to that shop and get some headphones." Nobody wants to listen to this.
Yeah.
I think it's so rude.
I agree, but I'm scared to say anything.
I've said it once on the bus.
You were saying what they all wanted.
Exactly.
I just need to take you with me when I travel.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I've said it a couple times. I do feel very old, though, when I go up and say, it's usually like a 15-year-old kid or something, or 17. You know, it's like, yeah, I do feel a little bit.
I feel the same about young kids that are playing games on their phones or their tablets. Again, often on an aeroplane, where a lot of people quite like to have a bit of a snooze.
Yeah.
And if you've got a kid near you, there's diddle-ding, like all this kind of stuff.
That was a really good impression, Hannah.
Oh, thank you. Obviously, the parents are like immune to it, because if it was my kid, I'd be like, "Oh no, you need to put headphones on." I think obviously they shut out noise, which is quite a skill.
I do think it's really interesting, though. Like, why do the conversations don't bother us, or we accept the conversations, but not so much? Although I will be, sometimes when people are very loudly voicing opinions, I've had this before that I'm like, "What? Please shut up!" No, not the whole plane wants to hear your dialogue, on this. So that also, but. Yeah, it's interesting that the playing of the music is the worst.
Well, it's the music and the videos, and I said it to. I approached somebody at A Coruña airport as well. It's always in an airport for me. I don't know why.
Yeah, well, I suppose in an airport you're you're trying to concentrate, and B, sometimes you're a bit sort of relaxed, and it just shouldn't be those distractions.
And so we were having a sandwich before we got on our flight, and this woman was listening to something in Spanish really loud. So I just turned around and said to her, "Do you think we all want to hear that?" "Oh, lo siento," and then she turned it down.
Right.
And I was like, "Muchas gracias, thank you so much."
Yeah.
But when they kind of look at you like you're a weirdo, it's like, just turn it off or turn it down or go and get some headphones. Sorry, I'm going to get on my little biscuit tin about that.
Yeah.
Just cookie. Yeah, absolutely. Well, anybody that knows me.
But it's like, I feel like people have forgotten how to exist in public.
Yeah.
It's just like they forget, they're so in their own space that they forget that other people can hear.
Normal common etiquette.
Yeah. I think it's really fun when people are on conversations, though, when I've had them where like high confidential conversations conversations, business meetings in the back. I'm like, dude, I can totally hear every single thing you're saying. You have no idea who I am. Like, it's, I think it's great.
Weird. I purposely talk quieter if I'm on the phone,
right?
And there's people near me, because whoever you're speaking to, it's private anyway. Not because it's something that all people can't hear, doing anything wrong or whatever, but it's a personal conversation between you and the person that you're speaking to, and nobody else needs to hear it or probably wants to hear it. So if ever I'm in a situation where I'm speaking on the phone, I generally talk a little bit quieter. Say, hi, how was your day? Yeah, mine was great. Oh, we did this. You just like tone it down a bit so you're not polluting other people's quietness.
Crazy,
Remember that comedian who used to answer
Dom Jolly.
Yeah.
I was just about to say, I'm going to start
I'm on the phone. Oh, that is funny though. How many times have we all done that in a library? I think it's become part
he
of
was
popular
hilarious.
culture, hasn't it?
That was hilarious.
But I think in general, like the airports also have become less. We used to have some decorum or something,
There was
right?
etiquette.
Again, I'm
It's
sounding
like being
very
in a
old,
library.
but it was like
Back in the day.
Back in the day, we were proper. No, but like now it's like pajamas, and it's gone steadily down. I'm like, all right, come on, guys,
what
is this?
In their hair.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, God, this is just taking it up.
Pajamas, curlers in the hair, slippers. The thing, people used to dress up to travel.
Exactly.
Like,
I still have like you have your travel outfit.
pants.
Yeah, you know, a good neutral. I can be in any country.
Yeah,
I think the days before 20 quid flights, so let's be honest.
Exactly.
If you're flying private, then curlers, wear whatever you want. But when you're on a commercial flight, do we really want to see people walking around the airport in their curlers and pajamas and like they've literally just got out of bed?
Yeah.
But they would say, I'm comfortable and I'm flying and I don't need to dress up.
Yeah. They'll have the attitude of I can do what I like.
Yes, absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I think
That's what tracksuits are for.
Yeah, I think people used to dress up more in the past because it was seen as something really glamorous to fly, and there was always the possibility if you're dressed smart you might get upgraded as well.
Really?
Whereas
I'm totally trying that next time.
Whereas it doesn't happen anymore.
Next time.
Dressing up is over the top. I wouldn't dress up, but like I put pants on.
Good to know. Anatole, tell us when you're travelling. We'll check your outfit. Okay.
Yeah,
just so you know, in this part of the world, that means knickers.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Which is
I'll
why
put those on
Natalie's giggling. Oh, brilliant. Put pants and trousers.
Yes.
Okay, so we all agree with this banning. I think it should happen everywhere.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, I wouldn't be offended at all if I was in a cafe or a pub or a restaurant and it said that hands-free was banned. If people needed to use their phone, either do it quietly or go outside.
No,
I'd be
but
like,
I wouldn't need to be told.
But the other one is, what about
exactly.
working? What about if you have to work? And you have a meeting, and it's a work meeting in this kind of situation.
But then you
shop.
have headphones and you put them in.
You're still talking, and you're talking into an abyss. So the mere act of like talking that there's nobody responding, I think our ear does something that.
I know what you mean. It's slightly different. As that woman said to you, not that I agree with her, but you know that you're talking and that's okay because we're used to hearing people talk and that's perfectly normal and acceptable. But when it's someone talking to themselves,
maybe it has to do with we think like that we should respond to them or something because it's less unanswered. So then our attention goes that way. I don't know what it is, but there does seem to be a difference.
Yeah, I think when Bluetooth phones first came out,
you see people talking to themselves.
It was really weird because you kind of like, oh, what is they saying? And they're saying something to me.
Yeah.
But now I think we're so used to people having devices and talking on their phone and you can't hear the other conversation. But it's like if I've got to make a call, I'll go and sit in my car and make the call in the car.
Yeah.
So I'm either on speaker in the car or I'm on the handset because I don't really want other people hearing my conversations.
No, exactly.
But do you get that in your pub? People playing music on their phones or watching videos?
Sometimes they play football.
Yeah.
When there's other games and obviously the game isn't on, or sometimes when the actual game is on and they're ahead of what the first screen time is on. Yeah.
That's
annoying.
no bueno.
It can slightly irritate some people, I shall say.
I remember being
Shall I name names?
Go on. I remember being in a pub when the Euro, well, it wasn't a pub actually, it was a bar, when the Euros were on a few years ago, and there were two different screens, and there was a group of us sitting outside looking at one screen, but we could still see a screen that was slightly further, and there was a delay, so there was a goal scored on that screen, and we hadn't seen it yet, but we knew it had happened because they were jumping. We were like, oh, this is really annoying.
That happened to me when Spain scored the goal to win the World Cup, because our neighbours were watching it on Spanish TV. So my husband heard everybody cheering, and then he came running inside. He said, I think Spain has scored a goal. I said, nothing's happened. 2 seconds later, I was like,
that's annoying.
Yeah, but I'm so glad they won.
Well, absolutely, yes. Best outcome. Okay, Barbie. With her improbably tiny waist and giraffe-like neck, Barbie was clearly never modelled on a real woman. But almost 70 years after the doll and her hunky male sidekick Ken came out, they finally had a reality check. Research has shown that their proportions are starting to resemble those of real people. There are 4 new Barbies, apparently: curvy, tall, petite and standard. How do we feel about this?
Does anyone remember Cindy dolls?
Yes. I used to have a Cindy doll.
And I remember not wanting a Cindy doll, I wanted a Barbie doll. Yeah. And that's how sad, being that young, that you found that Barbie was cooler, because Cindy was
the cheap version.
She was all right, pet.
No,
No, she was more curvy. She was more
she was a bit more
realistic.
curvy,
I had a
wasn't
Cindy
she?
doll.
And cheaper.
Yeah.
That's because she ate cheap food.
That was the British version of the Barbie.
Oh,
Is it?
Is that right?
Cindy, you say? Cindy. Oh.
Yeah.
I think that it's great, but I do think my initial, to be honest, I thought, I looked at the article and I thought, it's very womanly. All of a sudden, when you have more flesh, it feels like, that's very suggestive for little. Do you know what I mean? Which doesn't make logical. It's not totally logical, and I don't. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That was just my honest reaction.
I think we're so conditioned. To seeing either both dolls or famous people, singers, actresses, being so small that when we see one that's more normal, they look quite big. I that's how I feel personally, and I feel really bad for saying it, because some things sometimes I think, gosh, she's a bit chunky, right? And then I realise she's like a size 12, and I'm like, oh my god, that is not chunky at all, right? And it just goes to show how small we are used to seeing women in the public eye, and we grow up thinking that is beauty. That's that's what a beautiful woman is supposed to look like. So when they're bigger than that, more normal looking, they look big to us.
Exactly, and these are. I mean, I guess it was done originally to be desexualized completely, right? Like they neutered both, I guess, but for some reason still gave Barbie big boobs.
Yes, exactly.
Why I did that. But but they seem to neuter both, Yeah. But now, that was my initial reaction.
I mean, some of these articles we discussed last week on Men Talk, and this was one of them, but I obviously wanted you guys to talk about it too, because it's the woman that we're talking about. But I said that although I think it's quite nice that they're making her more normal, they've only got 4 options here: curvy, tall, petite and standard, and obviously there are a lot more options than that. So then my thought was, where do we draw the line? Once you start ticking all the boxes, you need to have a Barbie that has every different colour, skin type, Barbie that has disabilities. We've got to have a Barbie in the wheelchair, Barbie with one arm, Barbie with a birthmark, a
transgender Barbie.
Exactly. Once you start, we want to be inclusive, you'll get some minority groups saying, well, what about this? What about that? And then suddenly you've got 200 different Barbies, whereas before Barbie was just Barbie. So there is a part of me that thinks,
to be fair, but it wasn't just Barbie. It was the same Barbie, but actually not Barbie. This Barbie. I mean, for commercial purposes, they were a bazillion. So why not do a bazillion in that direction too? I mean, they'll make money, so they probably don't care.
I think it's nice that kids, again, I mentioned this last week, but you weren't here, so I'm going to say it again.
Yeah.
I remember doing an interview years ago with a woman who created dolls specifically because her daughter had a severe birthmark on her face, and obviously she couldn't find a doll that had a birthmark. So incredible idea, didn't take off massively apparently, but which is a shame. But she basically started creating dolls for every type of child out there. Yeah. So you could get in touch with the company and say, my child is in a wheelchair, she's got dark skin, blah, blah, blah. And she would make a doll that looked like her daughter. And I thought that was such a lovely idea. Really, really nice. So she could go to her friend's house and they could play dolls, and she had a doll that looked like her. Yeah. I thought that was really lovely.
It's interesting now. And also, I feel like we were going towards like a normalization of weight. And now I've been seeing some images of some celebrities have gone emaciated again. I
think they're all on Ozempic.
Yeah, I was like,
they're all on Ozempic.
Yeah. Gosh, like, oof.
Some of the
really,
skeletal,
they look skeletal.
Yeah, skeletal. And I'm like, that's not cool.
And it's fascinating. There's a few women who were sort of celebrated for being a bit bigger and being a bit more normal looking. Yeah. And they were vocal themselves, saying, this is me, embrace me, I am what I am. And Meghan Trainor was one we discussed a while ago. Her whole song was all about being, all about
and Lizzo as well. She was the big, she's a very big lady, and celebrated that. And now she's slimming down and down and down and down and down. And
it's interesting. I mean, good for her. She looks great as long as she feels good, whatever size she is. Yeah. But I think it is slightly confusing for young people that are maybe looking up to these women and thinking, oh, I love that she's more normal, and now she's lost loads. Obviously, she can do whatever she wants. Right. Lost a load of weight. It's
a double stare. Yeah, it is very confusing when you see it, which is right. You just
there was a picture of Kate Moss in the paper this week.
Yeah,
who was in the Scary Daily Fail, whatever they call it, and she's in Ibiza or Formentura with her daughter, and she's had a life. She's had an amazing life. Is a supermodel, and she hasn't had any cosmetic surgery done. Nothing. And I think she's in her she's 50s now, and she looks like a normal woman. And the comments that people were posting about Kate Moss, oh my God, she looks haggard. Look at her cellulite. Look at this.
Right, these people have nothing better to do. They have nothing.
Shame. No, but it's just a normal woman.
How do you have that much time?
We age gracefully without people going.
Awful, isn't it?
Look at that person. They've got all these wrinkles, and look at her knees, and
it's horrible, isn't it? It really makes me sick.
There's no need for it.
I think it was at Renee Zellweger. Someone had said they'd seen her and that she looked really aged, but all she's done is just gone gracefully.
Yeah, exactly. I totally respect celebs that don't have lots of work done. I mean, good for you if you do as well. But, Joan Collins was also in the press this week. Is she
93?
Wow. Yeah, 92, 93. And she looks absolutely incredible. She could be 60. But she's had a massive amount of work done. So it's all very well to go, oh, good for her, she looks amazing. But she spent loads of money to look amazing. Yeah. She hasn't aged like that naturally. So I think it's kind of weird when people go, oh, wow, she looks amazing, as if we're congratulating her, because we could all look like that when we're 90 if we spent that much amount of money on plastic surgery.
But then the other fact of the matter, as somebody who works in the industry, you'd also see but that's how they have to have a job.
Yeah.
The other end of it is people don't want to see wrinkles now. People are scared because everyone here is terrified of aging.
It's
right?
sad, isn't it?
That's the reality of the world we live in. And so they definitely don't want to see it on the screen. So there's this double standard, where...
Whereas we should be celebrating Kate Moss.
Exactly.
Well done her, she looks amazing.
Yeah.
She does. It's not like she's put on loads of weight. She just looks normal.
I love BBC, for example. I love watching the programs that are like the weather people and they're just normal people. Yeah. And I think there's something so beautiful about that. And it's almost like to do it is like, let's keep that authenticity, because if not, it's gone, right? I think it's awesome to watch this, and maybe that's what we have to do, is just keep on fighting for that to continue. But
I agree. Otherwise, the only people that young people grow up seeing on television are skinny people.
Yeah,
models are skinny, singers are skinny, actresses are skinny.
No, come on, we do have our soaps. in comparison to the American soaps, like the glamorous, the beautiful, and then we've got
and the soaps are
Albert Square.
Yeah,
and they're like, are they normal? They're like normal or somewhat, right? I mean, like
just regular people.
Well, that's great.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't want to live on a street where so many things happen in such.
But I'm thinking about how the people look. I'm sure the women are all still massively watching their weight and trying to look as young and slim as possible, aren't they? As they're on telly or not? I don't know. I don't watch it.
I haven't watched for a lot of years, to be honest. But from what I remember, it was quite
more normal,
average.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's pressure
in comparison to the American soaps.
Yeah,
is what I'm saying. That gritty,
definitely.
northern.
Yeah. Okay, we will take a break there.
Hannah Murray on TRE in the afternoon.
Good afternoon. You are listening to Women Talk. With me in the studio today is Cookie Baudet, Veronica Del Cerro and Natalie Dowd. Banter or bullying? To banter or not to banter? That is the question, particularly if one person's well-meant ribbing is another's bully boy behaviour. There's a fine line between banter and bullying, and most people don't know where it is. Apparently, we should avoid quips about politics, religion, someone's looks, accents, unwanted sexual experiences, and the loss of a family member or pet.
What? A loss of a family? Your own?
Well, no, you can't take the mickey out of someone having lost a family member.
Oh, okay.
I have to say, I think the British take the Olympic gold medal for banter.
Yeah,
I really do.
And I think sometimes it's
brilliant.
Okay to find fun in a dark situation.
100%.
And I think when you start telling people about humour and putting a limit on it, I think it's the intent is what the issue is.
Yeah.
The intent behind it. If you choose to be offended, then you, as an adult, you can say, I'm sorry, I'd rather not. And then that person would hopefully then respect in response. But not to say, otherwise people are going to be robots and we're not going to... And banter is...
But it's part of a conversation when you're speaking to somebody, especially when you know them really well.
Yeah.
There's constant... I mean, me and my husband, we have constant banter all the time, you know, and it's fantastic. We have a good laugh. I have it with my friends as well and my family. It's just part of... taking the mick out of somebody.
Read the room, people.
Exactly. And it's not offensive. And if anybody said to me, Cookie, I really didn't like that, what you said to me, I would obviously apologise.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't... And I would know not to engage with that person in that way in the future because they're offended.
Yeah. I think you hit the nail on the head with if you know them well. I think that makes a difference.
Yeah.
If you met someone for the first time and you're making jokes about the way they look, I think that would be really inappropriate.
No, that's just rude.
Well, yeah, exactly. yeah. I guess so. Whereas if it's someone you've known for a long time,
who's died, you're like, oh.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, hello.
That's weird.
Walking past the local cemetery. Oh, by the way, I mean,
Yeah, exactly. How's your mum? Whoops.
Read the room.
Clearly.
Exactly.
Common etiquette, isn't it? I suppose.
But it is nice, I think. When you say about seeing light in the dark, I think that's really good. But it's often the people that are going through it that can somehow get away with it a bit more, I guess.
Yes.
You know, again, if you're grieving and someone takes the mickey, that I'm struggling to see how and why that would be funny. But if you can find humour in a situation whilst you're grieving, then that can be really nice.
Yeah.
That can be really helpful if you can, see the...
But you would have to know the person. And know the boundaries and know what type of humour that they had.
Definitely.
And maybe the person who's passed away, the type of humour that they had.
Absolutely.
And if not, it's just offensive and a bit cruel, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Because in that situation, the person that's suffering the grief, if they can... just put a lighter side to it when there's other people around them, I think other people start feeling relaxed as well because it's such a serious situation that you're in. And then they're kind of like, oh, okay, it's really, really bad what's happened, but they seem to be okay with this at this moment in time. But I think you're 100% right. It has to come from the person that's grieving to make some kind of comment or joke or whatever, not from anybody else, because then it's not right. In my opinion.
I agree. But bullying is an interesting one, isn't it? Because I think we've seen it on different TV programs over the years that the word can be used a little bit too easily sometimes. And I think it's right what the article says. Sometimes people don't know the difference either when they're having a joke or maybe when the joke is on them. A lot of the people who are giving it out will be saying, oh, it's only a joke, it's only banter, you can't take it, type of thing. Whereas if the other person is generally hurt, then has the person giving it out gone too far? You know, it is a very difficult thing to judge, isn't it?
That comes back to intent, though, I think.
Yeah.
Like, if the intention is saying something, if you aren't a strong enough person as an adult to be able to make a comment to someone, to then have to use banter, I say in air quotes, in order to get your point across, because you can't say something, do you know what I mean? Like that. Whereas if there's no ill intent and it's just a quip or a funny comment, and if someone takes offence, then you can just apologise and move on, and don't be like that with that person next time.
Yeah. And I think maybe the workplace is maybe we should take maybe a little bit more serious, like more professional than you would in another. Like your location probably matters. I think. They're like your power that you have in a certain situation and all this kind of who can say yes, who can't say, you know, who can go along with it, blah, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I think we also need to. I think. When you grow up, is like, I mean, I'm from South America. That's kind of, you have to have it in small town. It's like that's how you get a defense mechanism. You build your skin by growing up, also having that banter and
from the northeast of England,
it.
I hear you, sister.
I'm from a family of 4, so there you go.
And I've no idea what you're talking about.
I'm
an only child.
I always think that. I mean, I
South.
Fear and these things. The same way that we want germs to build our antibodies, I think the same thing has to happen as you're growing up in social situations, and not be too protected or too precious, and just build your skin and know how to navigate it.
Definitely.
But you also can't be a rude asshole. Also. Sorry. I mean, no.
Yeah, it is true. It is part of growing up and understanding that not everybody's nice who you're going to meet, and you're not always going to like everyone, you're not always going to get on with everyone, and everyone's not going to be nice to you all the time. So you need, if you haven't got brothers and sisters, or it's not happening at school, you know, it's got to happen somewhere. So you do develop a bit of a thicker skin so you can cope with the big bad outside world.
I am part of a group of very mean boys. Very, very funny. But I was the butt of a lot of jokes, and I just had to kind of like learn how to defend myself with being funny. And that just became... I mean, I'm really grateful for it, because it's, you know, it really builds you up, and you just have to learn how to, you sink or swim, and you learn how to negotiate
building.
it. But it's
also known as bullying. I understand what you mean. Well, typically British people, what's it called? Self-deprecate. And our humour is a lot about ourselves, and some people might say, don't say that about yourself, and you don't really think bad, it's just how we find humour in situations.
Definitely. Oh, we better take another break.
Hannah Murray, TRE in the afternoon.
Good afternoon. You are listening to Women Talk. With me in the studio today is Cookie Baudet, Veronica Del Cerro and Natalie Dowd. Britain is in the grip of a friendship recession, as 3 in 4 adults say they have fewer pals than 5 years ago. The average Brit now has 11, with men reported to have a bigger circle of around 13, compared with 10 for women. The average Brit considers only 3 of their friends to be genuinely close. How do you feel about your friendship group? Do you think it's got bigger or smaller over the years?
Mine's definitely got smaller.
Yeah.
Especially moving to Spain. From when I used to live in London, I had a massive social group, and we were always out every single Friday. And when I came here, we were quite social, but then a lot of the people that were here when we arrived or moved over the same time, they've all gone back. There's only one couple that are still here, and we don't see them that much anymore because they've got business. But our social circle is a lot smaller. But my friends in London I've known since 13, 14 years old. And we're now in our mid-50s, if not a bit more. And we're still best friends. Yeah.
That's amazing. So you still go back and get together.
Yeah, and they're going to be coming out to see me. I think they're already planning a trip for the eclipse next year.
Okay.
To come out.
That is so cool. Do you still have the same roles in those circles? Like, do you still have the same? Are you still the same person in that group?
Yeah, definitely. Because out of all of the girls, I'm the oldest, and I'm kind of seen as the space cadet person in the group. Yeah, that's Cookie. She's off on one, and very competitive. Okay. And then one of the other girls is very, very competitive as well. And she's like me. We're quite analytical and we think and critical thinking as well. So we're very similar. And she's a Scorpio, so I bounce off of her, being a Piscean. And the other girls... Sorry, I had to bring it in there. And the other girls, they're fantastic women. They are fantastic women. They're like my sisters.
So nice.
And
That's great. They know you inside and out. I've got the same friendship group from when I was in school, probably about 14, and I've always lived all over the world, but I've still, when I go back, I've still got that core group. Although
lovely.
I have a lot of friends here and it's great, but I've still got that core group of friends who know you inside out, and if you ever have a real issue, you could always go back to them. Although I do have great friends here as well. I love all my Spanish friends.
But I know you must have tons of friends at the bar.
Yeah. I'm so popular.
Brilliant.
Congeniality.
It's funny though, isn't it? Here because what the article's saying, there's friends and then there's friends,
acquaintances. Friends.
So there's friends who, if you were having a party or you invite a certain group of people, but then there's like a smaller group of friends who you'd confide in, or if you needed help or that kind of thing. I think that always is going to be smaller. I assume
friends for certain reasons, I think, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
The friend who you'd go if you needed maybe financial advice, the friend who, if it's something really personal, a relationship issue, or the friend when you just want to not care and you want someone to make you laugh. And I think that's okay. We all have a certain role, like you said, you still have the same role to Cookie within that friendship group. And there's always the friend who you would go to for specific issues, if you like.
What are your thoughts?
No, because I couldn't, because I think I changed so much from when I was younger to when now, that the people who I had, if I were to have that friendship, then I would have to be that person. So it's like that, you know what I mean? Like you can't kind of go back there. So I think also when you're saying like your friends who have the business, and I work so much, like the hours and everything, and it's like work has been a priority, and then that becomes the life. So then, I don't have that many friends. Loser.
They do say to keep your circle small.
You have a very select, exclusive group of friends.
I do have a very exclusive, so it's very, very small. But I do connect generally when I do, so
I mean, we message each other every single day on WhatsApp. We've got a little WhatsApp group.
Oh, that's great.
Every day we send messages to each other.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's great.
And we were called the G5. We were the G6, but one's dropped out of the group. So we're now the G5.
Come on, tell us about it.
It's a long story.
I'm looking forward to connecting with separately with two of my best friends from school in literally a few weeks' time. When my dad and I went to Dorset a few months ago, we met up with one of my best friends from high school, and she said, you and your husband should come out and stay with us. So we're doing it in September. We're going to stay. So they've never met.
I love Dorset.
I've only met her husband when I flew back for their wedding about 20 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Or 15 years ago. So the four of us are going to go to the Cheese and Cider Festival.
When was the last time you saw your friend Hannah?
I saw her a few months ago.
Right, okay.
But before then, it was about 15 years ago.
And when you reconnected, was it like you'd never been apart?
Kind of, yeah.
Wow, that's a proper
It was
friend.
really nice. But it got me thinking about falling back into old roles, because I was thinking I'm not really sure what role either of us had then when we were like 14, 15, 16. We were just mates.
We were just friends.
Yeah, I'm not sure there were... I was trying to think...
Yeah, it's
and
more in like group dynamic where you're part of a big group and then you have a function in that group.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But it did make me think how much I wonder, having left as an expat, how much I'd forgotten, because she was saying, oh, do you remember so-and-so, and do you remember when we did this? And there was a lot of me that I was like, no, I'm sorry, I don't remember that. And I felt really bad, and I wonder if that was because she's still in the same area where we grew up.
Right.
And I moved away. Whether that is that, have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Being expats, that it's like there's stuff from your childhood that you just don't remember.
My friends say to me,
if you want bad memory,
they say to me, if you want to know it, if you want to remember anything, ask Cookie. She'll remember.
Oh, really?
And they actually say, oh my God, your memory is unbelievable.
Because I thought mine was until I saw her. And she was like, remember the girl that lived at the bottom of our road? I'm like, no. She was on the school bus with us. Really?
Did she have long hair or short hair?
She's like, you remember when it was her birthday? No.
Thingy-majiggy.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatchamacallit, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, very weird.
I love that memory. Like with certain things will just come back to you like when you're in those spaces. But no, I think,
that's nice. I'm hoping that's going to happen.
Yeah, it will.
We better take our last ad break.
Hannah Murray, TRE in the afternoon.
Good afternoon. You are listening to the last part of today's Women Talk with Cookie Baudet, Veronica Del Cerro and Natalie Dowd. You know when you've got a good group when you're just constantly talking throughout the ad breaks. And it's like, oh, the ad breaks are finished. We've got to get back on the radio now. This is a fascinating one. Forget couples therapy or grand romantic gestures. Scientists say the secret to a successful marriage could be working out together.
Yes.
Researchers found that exercising with your spouse is linked to better communication, stronger conflict resolution, as well as lower levels of marital stress.
I don't know about all that, but I know that it's a lot of fun, and it's just like, and because you feel so good after you work out that you share the confidence. I don't know, it's just a fun thing.
You've released those endorphins.
Yeah.
You're going to be better with each other anyway.
Exactly.
I guess maybe. Not that I go to the gym with my husband. I have done before.
Yeah.
And we've actually just started talking about going back again.
Okay.
We tend to break off a little bit in the summer because it's so warm. But then, like playing paddle, we'll do that separately. But then to the gym, we did go together. But I don't know. It's interesting, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I guess it would be endorphin release and that shared goal of wellness.
Yeah, exactly. When the year that we were getting married, we were doing body pump together, doing the classes and everything. But now I do it on my own.
You're still married, though.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I like him to try all the different classes I've done, because I got him to do Pilates a few times I say a few times, I think only once. Reformer Pilates, because I think it's a great thing for men to try. Because I think
tried that film.
Yeah.
That says love.
I know. So he did it, and he's like, "Oh, it's hard, isn't it?" I'm like, It's because I think it's easy for some of these exercise things for men to think that it's a bit of a woman's thing, i.e., a bit easy. And Reformer Pilates is not easy at all. So I think it's great if you can drag your man along, so he thinks, "Wow, my wife's actually really strong, really flexible."
I remember when there was an open day at the yoga studio near Mercadona in Nueva Andalusia, and they do the hot yoga, so it's the infrared panel on the ceiling.
Laurie's,
and Giles was there that day trying out the yoga. And I think men think this. I have this idea that yoga is all namby-pamby, just standing around and posing. And I've been doing yoga for a long time anyway, and I remember seeing Giles's legs start shaking, and he had to leave the room early before the session actually finished because it was so hot and he couldn't take it.
It's too much.
And I remember my husband, he was there, he was dripping. We were all dripping. And then my husband said, "God, this yoga's really hard, isn't it?" I went, "Hello, yes." And then he started to come to classes with me.
Oh, nice.
But we don't exercise at all together now. I can't remember the last time I saw the inside of a gym. It's just,
Fair enough.
when I think about it, it makes me shudder.
funny.
You just need to walk down the street in August.
I know.
Yeah, you go. There you go.
Exactly.
But I think it's great how more men are doing classes that you might sort of associate with women a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, Body Pump isn't a women's class at all, but it is mostly women. But there's a good kind of 10 men in the class, I reckon, easily, that are there every week. And of different sizes. You all get your place where you stand the same time. So I always stand behind this guy, and he's in his 70s. He's got a bit of a belly on him.
Love it.
And he's there every single week.
Brilliant.
And he's great.
Yeah.
I love it. And I love that it's all normal people of different ages, different body
Yeah.
types. Because sometimes, particularly here, you can go to a gym and everyone's like
Full
20
makeup.
full makeup with the long hair.
Filming
and-
themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
What's
yeah.
the point of going to the gym
I
with
agree.
full makeup on?
Was so. Also, I'm going to sound old again. But this going to the gym and you see, there are kids like naked.
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah.
I mean, who
gym is this
parents
that you're
leave-
going to?
I mean,
Where's the naked
in
gym?
the States? I see it in the States. I mean, like teens like wearing. I'm like, that is not even a sports bra.
No.
That is. I don't know
that's
what
just
that is. A
bandeau.
Victoria's Secret outfit.
Yeah. And then those are the girls that would complain that men are looking at them in the gym.
Exactly.
It's like, come on.
I'm like, come on, yo. But no, I think the gym is so much fun when it's like you're saying. It's just like normal people doing hard stuff. We complain, we laugh, and it's just such a
With
great
the common
thing.
goal of just
we're all
getting
here.
fit and-
Yeah, it's so lovely. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. It's a really nice
That time I actually, my first Bikram class, which is like a hot yoga,
Yeah.
was in Harlem. And and I remember, like, I thought, I'm going to die. This is where I'm dying. Is a Bikram.
Death by yoga.
And this was back in the day. So, like, the teacher's yelling. And the guy next to me, I swear to you, 20 minutes in, he was like a frat guy when he came in, you know, like all muscle, like 20 minutes in, he was on the mat crying.
Yeah. Because I don't think they realise
You were laughing.
I'm like, oh my God.
Yoga.
The thing is, I don't think people realise how much strength you need in yoga, and it's not about the big,
It's
bulky
core, isn't
muscles.
it, I
It's
think?
core. It's the muscles. It's your posture and how you hold yourself. But I don't think people that have never done yoga before, I don't think they realise how actual hard it can be on your body. And getting into the stretches and the poses, and I think people think, oh, I can do that. But you ask how many people can touch their toes these days. Well, that's one of the main. You touch your toes in yoga all the time.
Yeah.
The idea of adding heat to my exercise classes
40
at this
degrees.
time in life
I
is
know,
like,
it's a little too
I'm
much.
not even seriously.
40 degrees.
It is great that it's
But you
changed.
feel
The gym-
wonderful.
I love it. And the gym has changed so much, whereas before it did used to be so women focused, and now it's the Zumba, the everything. It's guys of all types that come in, and
it's
it's
really
a
nice.
really great, fun
It's
experience.
a
I
great
think.
community.
Yeah,
It's part of
exactly.
the community.
And it's really nice when you walk along the Paseo and you see the
They're
old
my
Spanish
friends.
people on the free exercises on
Yes,
the
yeah,
machines.
yeah.
I think they now have them in the UK.
Yeah.
Oh, do they?
I'm surprised they haven't been stolen. Somebody
Do
has
they?
taken them.
Well, I mean, you'd need a good screwdriver.
Here they have them on. I always
I've had
wonder
a
if
sofa
it's
nicked
like
off my
super
toes
dorky
before.
to be
Sorry?
using.
I've had a sofa nicked off my toes.
There you go.
Have you?
Oh, no.
Do you use the machines
No.
here on the Paseo?
No, I just watch.
Do you? I always think I'm the only
It's the
one that
gym.
uses.
I don't use it.
They're not very good, though, are they? Some of them are a bit stiff.
The swingy ones are good.
I mean,
Those
you're not
ones.
gonna
The
go
swingy
to
one. I've
build-
tried that.
Yeah, I do that.
WD-40.
Yeah, exactly. The noise it makes. Okay, to children, the trombone's chief appeal is sounding as if it's blowing raspberries, which may partly explain its unpopularity among more serious young musicians. The instrument is now in danger of sliding out of favour altogether, with just 5% of youngsters playing it. The prospects of the French horn are even worse. It is said to be endangered, with just 3% of budding musicians taking it up. Isn't that sad?
It is
sad.
I read poor trombone. I mean, what did it do
Trombone.
to deserve that?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Not trumpet, trombone.
I said poor trombone. Trombone.
That's a new instrument, that one.
Trombone.
Trombone. What? I'm very very confused. Trombone. Yes, I feel very sad for the trombone and the French horn. I'm not sure what we can do about it, though.
I think celebrities, current celebrities who are musicians, need to, because quite
Ryan
a lot
Gosling.
of singers, they're able to, or musicians, they're able to play an array of instruments.
Yeah.
So maybe what we need is to put that out there. Hashtag save the trombone.
Yes.
There you go.
Definitely.
I think you should
Save
start
the
it.
French horn.
But yes, save the French.
Yeah, if Margot...
I did want to play the French horn when I was little.
If Margot Robbie gets on her Instagram and starts
There
playing
you
the
go.
trombone,
There you go.
loads of kids will start
Exactly.
all of a
taking
sudden.
It just
I
takes that
100%
one
agree.
celebrity
Yeah,
Yeah.
to make it cool.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well,
that
next,
is a great idea.
Yeah.
our neighbours next door where we live in Alarin, there's a guy that lives there and he is a fantastic trumpet player. Unbelievable. We hear him practicing every single night and we're just out on the terrace just listening to him. He's fantastic and sometimes he
Oh,
gets...
that's good that you like it.
We love it.
Could be really
We love
annoying.
it. And
But
our
if he was at a
neighbours-
cafe, you'd be like,
No,
"Twist
Probably the only neighbour that says that.
No, I think all the neighbours do. And then before that, when we lived up on the Rhondda Road, our next door neighbour used to play the saxophone.
Oh, that's cool.
And it was amazing. So we just sit on the terrace and just listen to him playing. It was like, it's been having your own personal jazz club.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
Oh, that's lovely that you like it. I expect a lot of people would complain.
Yeah.
I suppose it depends on the instruments and how good they are.
Yeah, he's very good.
Okay.
Well, they're both very good.
Yeah, if you had a
these
kid
guys.
on a violin, I'm not sure you'd...
Or
feel
a
the same.
recorder.
Oh, yes, yes.
Triangle, I think that's all I was ever given at school.
Were you really?
Get to the back.
Oh dear. Okay, let's end in this one. This is a good one. We've got a couple of minutes left. For many, leaving the house without a handbag would be unthinkable, but this once trusty staple could soon be consigned to history as young women are increasingly choosing a more conventional storage solution when they go out, their bras. Research shows that almost a third of Gen Z women aged 18 to 29 now head out bag-free, with many opting to stash their essentials in their underwear.
I mean, I wouldn't put it in my knickers, but I don't always bring a handbag.
No.
I'll be honest now.
Do you give your stuff to your husband or your partner to hold
No,
then?
in my pocket.
In your pocket?
Yeah,
Yeah, it depends what you're wearing.
And I think also there's a lot because bags get snatched. If I do have a bag now, I'll have one that goes
across
around
the body,
me.
yeah.
Like what we would call a bum bag, but now you would wear them sort of around yourself. And failing that, I mean, you have a handbag, look at me, my mess on the table here.
Right.
I don't often
No.
take one.
No. I mean...
Because you use your phone.
yeah,
for money.
exactly.
It used to be for your purse, really.
Okay.
See,
Maybe that's it.
I don't have any pay things on my phone.
No.
I've got cash on my cards.
Yeah.
But I need my bag for work anyway because I've got 2 phones in there and other bits and pieces, my business cards. But when I'm going out with my husband in the evening, don't take a bag, don't take my phone, nothing. Just my card to pay, or if he's paying, he takes his.
Yeah.
But weekends, the phones are left at home when we go
Wow.
out. Do not take them off.
That's impressive.
And my
That's very
personal one,
impressive.
my personal one at the weekend is normally off.
I hope girls
well.
don't put phones in their bra. That's what I'm
That's-
saying, because I don't think
yeah.
that's good.
That's
with
not
all
good.
What the electro or whatever from the phone being next to your
No.
breast tissue. I don't
No,
think that's
no,
good
no.
at all.
Have you
So I would
experienced
not recommend that.
in your bar where somebody's fiddling in their bra to get their money out?
I'm glad you
That I'm
followed with
aware
to
of.
get their money
There
out.
may be bars like that. Mine just isn't one of those.
Yes. Or if she sees it, she looks the other way.
Exactly.
Very discreet.
It's
Anything
true.
goes, darling.
But I'm not the clutch thing. I don't like to hold things, so I'll have a bag if I need to bring things.
Yeah.
But I don't like
Around
to
the
hold
body.
a thing.
No.
Like sometimes you see with people,
Yeah.
drives me insane. Do you have clutches?
I
Like
do,
those-
I do actually, I do.
Yeah,
The
the
ones
ones
you
you
put
put
under-
under,
you can put
under your arm.
We're at the end of the show.
yeah.
We're at the end of the show,
Oh, okay,
ladies.
okay.
Sorry. Thank
Bye.
you all so much. Bye. Have a great weekend. Thank you all.
You've been listening to a TRE production. If you've enjoyed this program, there'll be another episode waiting for you next week, right here on this platform, where you can also access our extensive back catalogue of shows and interviews. For more information on our live programming, social media channels and apps, and how to contact Talk Radio Europe, please visit tre.radio.